Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6 of social work practice with families. We are almost there. Keep trucking. Keep pushing. You guys are doing great. I want to apologize in advance. I've been off my feet for about a week, and I came down with a recent illness, and it's just totally knocked me off my square. So if you guys could just be patient with me until the end of Sunday with getting a lot of your materials back, I promise I will get that to you. And I know I may have created some anxiety, so please don't worry. I'm going to try to get that to you as soon as possible. I just wanted to be able to grade them in a good space, as opposed to kind of rushing through them and not being able to give valuable feedback. So just know that's on its way, and thank you so much for being with me. I apologize if I sound horrible. So great. So we have a lot of assignments to kind of go over for week 6. The first one is your week six, discussion of narrative family therapy video analysis. So what you're going to do is you're going to watch the video of an actual session facilitated by Steve with the family and respond to the following questions for your initial post. So what are your reactions to the therapist's method for helping Ollie to spell out his preferred identity description story about himself versus the story that he was beginning to circulate about who he is? Can you think of a past or present client for whom this is reauthoring of one's preferred story might be helpful? The therapist helped to externalize 2 different problems and explored how those problems were influencing Ollie. What are the problems he externalized, and what is an example of one question he used to help Ollie identify how he could have influence over the problem versus having the problem control him? So what did the therapist do to pave the way for the mom to feel safe enough to disclose her experiences with racism in spite of racial differences between them? So narrative therapy is so popular, and it's really helpful when it's used properly, because it allows the clients to tell their stories from their viewpoints and their value systems, while also kind of challenging what's reality, right? So the reality might be a little different from their perception and vice versa, and it kind of helps to point out, what the story is that how other people perceive them versus how they see themselves. So it's giving them this unique power to tell their stories from their viewpoint and to kind of map out some issues that might come from that. So it's very powerful. So I'm really interested in seeing your feedback on this video. And I hope the videos are helpful. I know some of them seem like they're a little outdated, but they're very up to date and similar issues and how we can respond to them as clinicians. So I think it's one of those things, if you're kind of like me, like a visual learner, you need to see it in practice. So I hope you guys find the videos helpful. So your response post, your initial post, I kind of jumped the gun there, is due this Thursday by 11:59, and your response prompt, is due Sunday by 11:59. So you want to make sure that you have that done. So we're going to move on to the next assignment, and that is your weekly family therapy theory grid. So this week you're going to be talking about narrative therapy, just kind of like how you guys been doing for a while. So that's kind of straightforward. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Just be mindful that when you're talking about the concepts and the interventions, that you're very specific. So you just don't necessarily say the miracle question. You tell me an example, or you explain it in more deeper detail, because the idea is that I want you guys to be able to use this as a point of reference, and you might not remember everything about all of the different family therapy theories and interventions. Okay, so just make sure you're specific. So that is also due this Sunday by 11:59. Okay, so your integrative case paper and genogram, that is actually due this Sunday by 11:59, and I wanted to go in here for a little bit. So I know this is a lot, so I'm not going to go through everything, but I really want to take the time out to let you guys know that when you're writing your APA paper, you want to make sure that you have an introductory page. So, you have your introductory page, and then your second page should start with the headlines of your hypothesis, your social cultural factors, family life cycle stage. So everything that's highlighted in bold, you want to use your headings for each of these sections. That it will help you stay organized and keep you in the page numbers that you want, which is 5 to 7 double-spaced pages, not including the reference page, right? And 12-point font of Times New Roman. And you want to make sure that you also use a reference page. I know that you guys are going to also, excuse me, use a lot of different resources. And even if you only use one book, that's fine. But make sure you reference it. And you want to make sure that you reference things and quotes and also cite them throughout your paper. It's just not enough to put a reference page at the end, because I want to know that where you're getting this information from. Is from a valuable source, okay? And so if you go down here, you have a case paper rubric, you have a hypothesis, you have social cultural factors, so everything you're graded on. And I just want you guys to take a look. Where you are going to be really graded on the most is your family intervention. So describe specific interventions you can use with this family that flow directly from the concepts, principles, and language of 2 or more, if you choose, family practice theories covered in class. So it's everything that you guys have been working on, but you want to make sure that it's very detail oriented. It's just not enough to say, I'm going to use structural and I'm just going to use it by doing this. I need to give me specific examples of how you're going to implement the interventions based on the issues. So very detail oriented with at least 2. So just be mindful, you know, every component is important, but this is exactly where most of your grade is going to come from. That's 35 points, okay? So that's Sunday. It's due Sunday by 11:59. So in addition to that, you're also going to have a genogram connected to this. So it allows you to more precisely assess what is causing the problem in a client family to your selection for a particular family model for intervention. So, you know, you also gain a better understanding of how widening the lens to include an assessment of family dynamics opens up more possible solutions to the problems that bring families to a healthier place, right? So this is exactly what your integrative case paper and genogram is going to be about. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You also have, and I believe that's everything else. Did I miss something? No. So, you know, I also want to encourage you guys to practice the self-care video and take care of yourself. I know it's a lot of work done to do, but we have one more week following this week. So you guys are almost there. I'm really excited to you know, have taken this journey, and apologize that I haven't been able to get grades in as quickly as I might have liked this week. So please feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns, and you guys have a great week. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.